Wicked Witches. I am having a epiphany moment where I've realised that it definitely is 2 books and that I need to change the tense on the narrator, the narrative structure. I've been doing it in 3rd person. So I've been doing 1 book in 3rd person, and I'd sort of written a whole other book previously from a previous writing retreat that was what I was thinking was going to be the continuation of the Saturn Returns series, but I was willing to kind of throw that all away and just do 1 book that was based around the pilgrimage that was part of the Saturn Returns series. But I kind of felt like maybe there was 2 books, one that was the pilgrimage and one that was the meaning of life, which would be the Saturn Returns book. And yeah, I've just got to a point whenever it feels like, and this was a tip that I got from Margaret Atwood, in fact. It was a masterclass thing that I signed up for that she did online. And she said, whenever it feels like things are getting crunchy, 9 times out of 10, it's because the tense that you're using is incorrect. So doing it in 1st person or 3rd person, past tense or present tense or whatever. And twice now I've gone back and changed my whole novel, going from 1st or 3rd person, like swapping them around, and finding that has made a difference. So with Sisterhood, I was doing the whole book in 3rd person, and then I realised that the modern women needed to be in 1st person, and then the 16th century women are in 3rd person. And it just, so it meant that it added texture to the novel, because there was like this present feeling and then past feeling, and it was reflected in the tenses. And it's become clear that this is definitely 2 books. And Saturn Returns is written in 3rd person in past tense, which is Esmeralda as a character, and there's bits of this that fit into that book. And so I've gone back to, I'd written 100 pages of a book called The Meaning of Life, which was going to be the 3rd one in the series. That fits, it feels right now, and I've taken some of the stuff from this and put it into that. And I think I'm going to be able to, that's going to be a book, that's a novel there, it's nearly done. It will come all the way up to me being in Sark. So that makes sense. Then I've realised, even though I've written 100 pages so far in 3rd person of Walking with Autumn, that it needs to be written in 1st person. I just did 3 pages. Yeah, I've done 3 pages in 1st person, and it's flowing so much better. So I've got 96 pages to go back through and now turn into 1st person narrative, but it feels right. It feels totally right. And now I've realised that it's 2 books. It makes so much more sense, and I know that I can take things out of here and put it in the other book if it feels clunky here. So 2 books for the price of 1. Brilliant. But yeah, I think it's a really useful tip. If ever it feels like you're kind of getting a bit crunchy, just have a play with changing the tense and the person narrative, what, who's speaking, who's the narrator, or if it's 1st person. It's been really useful for me to do that twice now, and so I thought it'd be a useful thing to share. So it's kind of like a sort of magic. It's almost like when you hit the right note when you're tuning an instrument, it suddenly just works and becomes so much easier to write. So yeah, just I highly recommend, even if it means rewriting 96 pages, that you play around with that. If it feels like you're crunching along, then yeah, have a little experiment and see whether it's worth redoing the whole thing. So I am going to have to redo the whole thing, but I know it's going to be loads better, so that's fine. My heating and the heating and hot water aren't working, so I'm quite cold and on my own and on my period, so that's fun. But I've got my imagination as a friend to keep me company, and lots of work to do now. So yes, all is well. Hope you're all good too, and I'll let you know if something else comes up. you.